Hi, Marilyn O'Malley here, MarilynO'Malley.com, and this is the second part of Ascension 101, and I'm going to talk about um, the symptoms that can come along with you evolving into a higher vibration, higher frequency. And so I first want to say, even though these are ascension symptoms, some of them could be symptoms for something else, for a medical condition. So you need to tap into your intuition, into your inner knowing, do some research, if and really feel like, do you need to go see a doctor? Is this not ascension and this is something you need to pay attention to? So I always check in with myself to see, like, is something wrong? Do I need to take myself to the hospital or go see a doctor? Like for high blood pressure, I did go do that. It was ascension. It was not a medical issue for me, but it scared me enough. It made me learn about that. So I actually learned more about me and how this body functions, but also different other things that are deeper. So really check in. I really want you to don't assume that everything is ascension here. And but I have to say, if I used my intuition, which I use my intuition all the time, so I would ask, I would do muscle testing, etc., or talk to somebody else. I would see time-wise how long something stuck around, whether I needed to go to a doctor or not. So please use discretion here and go to the doctor when you feel like you're concerned. And also just going to the doctor and finding out there's nothing there, then you go, okay, it's ascension, and I will, either way, you're gonna take good care of yourself. All right, so one of the things is that you just have this knowing that intuitively that things are different, something's different. And whether you got smacked with something like I said, like an illness or near death or losing somebody that woke you up, or having hearing somebody talk or reading a book that like just cracked you open. You felt like you cracked open and you're just like, you can't see the world the same way. There's just something you feel different about. Your perception is changing. And this is a lot of times what I call the breakdown before the breakthrough. You start breaking down. It's just like things you start seeing where there are lies, or that you had beliefs, but that isn't the only belief. That isn't the only reality. That isn't the only perception about things. And so you get into this space where it's like you don't know what's real. You don't know certain things that you thought you knew before, that was a sort of certainty, and so you felt confident and comfortable there, and all of a sudden because of these shakeups or whatever is happening, and you feel that that, all right, something's different here, and now you got to pay attention. The other thing that goes along with that is you can feel like you're going crazy because there's so much. As you start to ascend, and particularly on a big awakening thing too, you can become more sensitive to a lot of different things. So things that didn't bother you before might all of a sudden be bothering you. And extreme things, like all of a sudden you have something you were so passionate about, or you loved your job, or all of this, and all of a sudden it doesn't matter anymore. It just like is like night and day. It's gone. Or your sensitivity is you're picking up on all this information around you, and it just has your head spinning, and you don't know enough to know that it's not your energy. It's you need to clear all the energies that are coming into you that are making you feel sick or crazy. So there's a lot of different stuff. So just know you're all right. And it can be crazy making, or you get real spacey, and you can't think, and all of a sudden your memory's gone, and or you can't, like something simple that you know the word of all the time that you would, and so you might think like, oh my God, I have Alzheimer's or something. It's just like it really can feel like, oh wow. And so I just want you to know, and that's, see what I mean about medical, like you might, so you just see how long things happen, and see what's going on and check in, and um, but again, be aware, but don't freak out right away. Just allow it. Just could be, we're processing here, and just see what happens. And it might be that it turns you on to different ways of taking care of yourself. Like, oh, I better start paying attention to what I'm eating, how I'm sleeping, and all of that stuff, right? uh, Again, so all of these things that we learn, that the symptoms and stuff we go through, when we start to take care of ourselves through these things, it helps to raise our vibration when we start eating better. So the next thing is our diet and eating habits change. So it might be that all of a sudden you were vegan and now you need to eat some meat. You have to, like, your body needs it. Or it could be the total opposite. You were a meat eater and all of a sudden you're just going more vegan. You might find yourself drinking liquids more than actually eating meals. You might eat less meals. You might go through periods, I've gone through periods where I'm really not that hungry, and then all of a sudden, like, and then the next month or something, I'll have periods where I feel like I can't eat enough. So it's varying, and you just have to go with the changes and eat as well as you can. Also, you might have cravings for certain foods or certain things when you didn't have it before. It's almost like for any woman out there who's been pregnant, all of a sudden you crave different things, right? You're just like, why do I crave this? I didn't even like that before. So it can be like that. And then there's aches and pains, physical aches and pains. Oh my God, this was crazy. So lots of different things. A lot of us, because our heart is opening, so we might feel electricity around our heart. We might feel palpitations. We might feel fluttering. And again, this goes to, checking in with your doctor and all of that. It might be that for a period, it's just like I had a pain one place, and then the next day it would go to another place, and then it might go away, and then something else. So I just started like watching patterns and seeing like, oh, it would just change. Just don't pay attention to it. It's going to go away. And yet then I had like my shoulders and my neck, oh my God, for the longest time were so tense. In fact, I would go get massages, and he's like, I've never felt anybody's neck and shoulder. And he works with top athletes and Olympians and all this, and he's just, and I'm, I felt like I was growing wings. So a lot of different things, the headaches, pressure in the head, bizarre things that might just come and go, right? So, and come and go in different ways. Tension and stiffness. All right, so next is unusual changes in vision or visual perception. So a lot of eye stuff is going on for people, where they just notice shadows, or their eyesight seems to get worse. Some people have gotten a lot worse, but then it's come back better. Blurry, dry, itchy eyes, watery eyes, seeing flashes of light, sparks, stuff like that. Also, you may see auras or colored light around people, animals, or objects, because you're raising your vibe and your energy, and you're attuning more, and you're more sensitive. You're starting to perceive energy in different ways, so that your awareness, so those of you that have a tendency towards that, will start to see those shapes and light and different things. Just have an inner vision. Your third eye opens up more, and you just start noticing more things. Another one is physical symptoms in the heart, what I was talking about. So heart palpitations, flutters. You might feel, like I said, electrical things going on around your heart. It might even ache a little bit, like there's some aching, like it's stretching open or cracking open, or as you start to develop more love and stuff, there might be some pressure, either lowered blood pressure or higher blood pressure. Heart symptoms might occur. So, but you can go to the doctor, get it checked out, and make sure that you're okay. That it find out that it isn't something physical. That these are more symptoms of ascension, symptoms of changing of energy. Your body's changing. Another is experiencing pain and pressure around the head. So again, same, people having migraines, sinus stuff, their eyes hurting, their, it might feel like your head's gonna explode, or you just feel these different things. Your jaw might get really tight all of a sudden, and different things. And it doesn't last all the time, but it kind of can bounce around and show up in different ways. Just uncomfortable feelings and sensations. Jolts of energy, head pressure, electrical shocks, or it might feel warm, or burning or tingling or prickly. So also stomach ailments, changes in your digestion. Again, everything is changing, so you might all of a sudden not have a tolerance for a certain type of food, or because you're having new food, or your gut needs some work on because it's not a healthy gut. And so to help part of your vibration, because your gut is actually your what they call the second brain, so that it might be that it's bringing awareness for you to really get your digestive system in order, to pay attention to it, and help it out, so you don't have to go through that. But you might feel gassy all the time, just weird things happening, and you don't know why it is. Then issues related to your root chakra. So feeling, one of the things that I got really came in for me around my root chakra was how much like energy, as a sensitive, I was just kind of letting things go, just feeling like I wasn't controlling my root chakra. So it really showed me like pulling energy up from the earth and grounding, and then also holding my energy in, like claiming my power there. Really helped, because it just felt like I was really unrooted. So for some of you, it'll be and this root chakra is connected to the loyalty of the tribe. So a lot of times when we're changing, when we're elevating, we're like, well, wait, my tribe isn't coming with me. I'm doing something different than my tribe. Wait, aren't I supposed to stay behind and be dense and do what they're doing? And a lot of them will be like, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? So a lot of that first, second chakra stuff can get all out of whack, because we start this journey of ascension, and they're not there yet, or they don't understand it, and they're questioning it. So just know that those things will show up, and it's just for you to do your work there. It can be sudden waking or loss, again, because there's just a lot of things are changing, and like I said, sometimes you'll feel like you want to eat, and then sometimes you won't. So you're kind of going to go back and forth, and you're figuring some things out. You might be find yourself eating also in order to calm yourself down for the other things that are happening. So you might be emotionally eating for a variety of reasons. So just be aware of that. experiencing more clumsiness, because you might feel more out of your body, different things just going on. You might feel, like I said, a little lightheaded or dizzy. When there was flares and different things going on, I would feel very kind of out of my body, or if I was sensitive to certain smells, off-gassing, or was detoxing, I would feel very, I would get very lightheaded. I'd have to go outside and be in fresh air. So again, just paying attention and taking care of yourself through these experiences. You might feel, just let me make sure, yes, feel jittery or nervous at times, disorientated, living spacey. So in some ways, when things are going on, or we're in this disorganized chaos and there is no order, we will feel disorientated, and so we'll be clumsy. We won't be thinking. We won't be as on it, or aware. Or we're in between that, going from unconscious to consciousness, and sometimes in there is like is some vagueness, and so anyway, that's why that will happen. You might experience audio dyslexia, where words seem to lose their meaning or don't make sense in the same way they used to. Jumbled thoughts or trouble comprehending things. Being easily distracted when listening to auto speech or when someone is talking, because your mind is racing with other associated thoughts or visuals. That's one. Periods of excessive talking or over-explaining details. Unexpected responses, like you're channeling something and all of a sudden you start talking quickly and saying things, and it's like you don't know where that information's coming from, but it's just coming through you. Or the opposite can occur, where you have very little to say, and but you know, you have a feeling and a knowing, but you just don't feel compelled to speak that much. Sudden itching all over your body in various areas for no apparent reason. Sudden breakouts of acne or skin conditions, sudden flare-ups or inflammation related to skin, hives, cold sores, skin rashes, flushed face, feeling heat and sudden hot flashes, bruising easily, unexplained marks, scratches, dents, bruises, bizarre things. I had a lot of skin stuff that came up for me, and heat rash, bizarre things. Couldn't wear certain bras for a while, couldn't wear any polyester, couldn't wear wires, couldn't do a lot of different things because it was affecting my chest. I was like peel, it was almost like I was getting burnt, and different things like that. So, and okay, next thing, noticing changes in hair texture, even like slight changes in color or highlights. You might feel it might be falling out or getting fuller. Again, we're all different. It might feel like your head and scalp, again, dealing with the head stuff, are heating up. Just unusual symptoms around that. Feeling unusual vibrations or vibrating sensations within the physical body, pulsing, vibrating waves, rushes of energy throughout the body, tingling, pins and needles, jabs, jolts, zaps, muscle spasms, itching limbs, falling asleep out of the blue, particularly in the arms, legs, hands, and feet. And I have to say, I used to get, I would wake up in the middle of the night and energy would be coming up my body, and it scared the shit out of me. Sorry. But it would, and I would have chills with this too. And I just learned to calm down and let the energy go through, because I do a lot of my work's done at night. and work on me is done at night, or it used to be. And so it would just, and then also detoxing of emotions and stuff like that was done. A lot of that was done at night, and sleep and dreams and a variety of things for me. So I can relate to that. And depending on how sensitive you are to energy around you, you might feel instant shifts in vibrations, timeline shifts, or sudden shifts in awareness or changes in vibrational frequencies almost immediately as they occur. Again, we're tuning in. We're and depending on where we're tuned in, our awareness is much more there, so we can tout things. We're really good at knowing that. Periods of sudden nervousness or anxiety that comes and goes spontaneously out of the blue. All of a sudden you'll get the doom and gloom, or tingles up the spine, or starting to feel like you're going to have a panic attack, or and just for no reason. And I think this is, for me, it felt to me like that was like detoxing. That was like getting down to the fears and stuff that I held on to as a kid that I didn't let go of. But again, there's ways that you can work through this, and just knowing is how to love and take care of yourself, how to meet your needs at that time. It's really important. So feeling drained of energy, so overwhelmed, feeling of going crazy or losing your mind, nervous breakdowns, experiencing a dark night of the soul transformations or transforming events, sudden and unexpected changes and feelings that are spiraling out of control. So, yeah, sorry, but this is... this does happen, but the thing is just, again, having compassion and knowing this is part of Ascension can give you some peace of mind here. And having people around you that understand that, and learning energy work and different things that you can do to help yourself through this process. Experience unusual, tense, or wild dreams or visions that can be pleasant or even frightening. So lots of different things. That can be a whole video right there from somebody. But yeah, you can learn a lot. So pay attention to your dreams or what visually comes to you, and see how that helps you, or messages that it's giving to you, or can kind of watch and see what you're working out. Increased lucid dreaming, astral projection, and out-of-body experiences. Periods of extreme fatigue. So yeah, just like all of a sudden in the middle of the day when you didn't used to be, you're just like, oh my gosh, I can barely keep my eyes open. And again, when we're being worked on energetically, or we're tuning, it takes a lot out of us. We do not realize that. When your cells are changing, your DNA is changing, your mind's changing, your brain, your wiring, you're tuning in, and if you don't know how to clear your energy, and if you're tuning into everybody, that's a drain. Like if you're plugged in, just think if you're plugged into all these people, places, and things, and you're not taking the plugs out and you just leave them in, that's a constant drain. So there's a wide variety, so you can look at, like, so where am I letting myself be drained? Tolerating things that you don't want to tolerate, right? Resisting change, draining. So moments of memory loss that may occur on and off for short periods of time. Yeah, like I said before, you can feel like you're having Alzheimer's, or I would not say, for me it was like, oh, that's getting older. I'm like, no, there's no excuse for that. I don't accept that as it's just, so watching and, again, preparing, and if you feel like you need to go get that checked out, you go get that checked out. But it's usually, it happens for a short period of time, and then it goes away. And I actually had that come back a few times, but again, just for short periods. So again, that's a medical thing that you need to check out and see whether it is Alzheimer's, or it is a form of dementia or something, or is it Ascension, and just the wiring's all crossed right now, and it's getting reordered. You're like fine tuning. A lot of I see this all as like I'm fine tuning. I'm tuning into that station. I'm tuning into the higher vibrations. Change in hearing and heightened sensitivity to sound is another one. Cold and flu-like symptoms. So kind of come, don't go into anything. It might just be for a day. It might be a couple days, and then it's gone. Sudden extreme changes in body temperature. Yes, either being real hot flashes or intense cold. I would get cold and I would get shaking, and like I said, I'd have energy moving through me, and I didn't. I thought I was going crazy. I have to call people at certain times, and it was just, I just had to learn to relax and let it move through me. And my biggest fear it would happen while I was on a plane, and people would think I was crazy or something. Because a lot of times this would create anxiety. All right, so that's it with the symptoms right now. I think I covered most of them, but I may have missed a few. And anyway, I hope this helps. And the big thing around all of this is that you take really good care of yourself. You apply self-care, self-love, do your inner work, and connect with other sensitives and starseeds here who are going through the ascension, that so that you can share and know that you're not alone in this process, and that we're all I know I'm holding space, and others that have gone before you are holding space, that you move through this with the ease and grace, and that that it brings out the fullest expression of your soul and what you're here to do. And it is an amazing journey, and I'm still in this journey, and I've been doing it for many years here, so quite a few years. And I can just tell you, it is beyond your imagination where this will take you, and how it will transform your life. And I'm excited for you. So until we meet again, Marilyn O'Malley at MarilynO'Malley.com.